WTJU by going to WTJU.net/donate, or you could drop some cash off in the tip jar up front. Tonight is also a celebration of Leia's brand new release, Distraction Portraiture, which you can find on Bandcamp. Search for Soul Kingdom. Now, everybody, please put your hands together for Soul Kingdom.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you for having me. This first one is, I'll call it my maladaptive daydreamer's anthem, and it's called Yearning for Yearning. Farewell, all you fair-mind manglers who ruined my appetite. Farewell, all you carrot danglers. I could never be yours for life. For you I will always wander, if not in body, even still in mind. For you I will always be a stranger, out of rhythm with the nesting kite. Always in and out of the cat door. I can't feel the things that rest in my hands. Or maybe there's silk that slides right through. When the lack of friction bores me, I run on parallel tracks. One grounded, one in flashback. But lately I worry I'm jumping way too often in my default escape. I'll probably get stuck someday, decay inside a private bliss, like the caretaker's crackling waltzes. So many years of nondescript wants have compromised my taste buds. Forgive me, it's not you. I don't really want anyone. Thanks, y'all. So that was an older one, but the next couple will be off the new album, Distraction Portraiture. And I don't really know how else to describe them other than I have a history of getting myself in weird situations with fellow weird people. And these are a couple of vignettes about that. This first one is called In Elizabeth City. later, I laid in his mama's bed crying, 'cause I knew how this was destined to end. Bible broadcasting on the clock radio, I cried and cried till I was bug-eyed in the same place. His mama no doubt had done the same. He pasted quotes on the door frames, scripture and pep talks full of cope. My being there might have given me hope, but instead it filled me with dread and death. And me, I am now from day to day. Would have sat back and smoked up with them, but I didn't know how to be myself then. No trust for the company I kept. He chuckled and said, "What's wrong? You can't live like this." And it was funny and accurate, and the stale hymns curled around, an unlikely salve for my fears. And as I sobbed in the bed, his mama's cats gathered around, as if they were used to answering the call of ragged tears. Thanks, y'all. And another weird one from the new album. It's called Storm Chaser. Weird as in, I was weird in the situation, as was someone else. The young men told me about the swollen glands that were scaring them, the twisters they were determined to race, the parental fights and the kidney aches, from midnight kitchens with screwdrivers in fist, or lying on roof slopes with bottles of white. I've always been a sponge for it. One was Oklahoma lonely. He said he wanted to wrap himself in my hair. We were unexamined libertarians then. Despite that, I was too smart to write to a prisoner and think it meant anything. And yet, something in my chest still extended itself, a sorrowful impulse to rush to his aid, both low on vitamin D and real touch. Was it any wonder it hurt an old one called A Certain Constellation. You wrote me letters many years after to tell me I was full of that love was a ruse to justify coming, dripping with bitter syrup that wouldn't come into vogue until many years later, in black rooms of royal and sieve, and invade our daily vocabulary. It's pathological fear of missing out. You go mad thinking someone knows a secret no one taught you. I pray that you thaw out before you kill. Asking me to read Ayn Rand, begging me to see that you exist, flattering me with insults to my gender. If I had dared to rise in your eyes, fall under your scrutiny, and then fall in love. I can only imagine your rage. You existed in our lives before we even had the word for you. In his accusations of the trick of makeup and flattering photo angles, his disdain for putting one on, his recoil from signs of frailty, entitlement with gentle hands, entitlement with my best interest, with an old college try, an illusion of honest effort. You wrote me letters many years after to tell me you were full of. Good times, good times. I need to adjust this guy. All right, so this next one is a formative influence of mine that's stuck here on the keyboard. And this probably is going to be the only cover of the night. This is Non-Entity. The sky is not the same shade of blue. Every little thing I believed isn't true. Missing in a maze of monochrome. How did I get here? How can I go home? ashes and debris, and all that's left of me. Try to stand in line, try to obey the ghosts of what you were keep standing in my way, staring at the sun, blinded by the light. Now I'm afraid I'm fading out of sight. The echoes in my eyes of all they used to see, burning down the world, the ashes and debris, and all that's left of you, and all that's left of me. Thank you. Checking the time. I got a couple more, and then I think we'll have a little chat. This next one is off the new album. It is kind of the lead single that I've put out. It's called Supermarket Shopper. Woo! Woo! Yeah. And I'm thinking, like, we just kind of took a tour through the darker recesses of masculinity. So now here's a couple strange songs about the feminine experience. So. After midnight, she dives into the family genome. Another opportunity to discover she's royalty, so she won't have to die when she dies. You know what? No thanks, I am not a queen, I am not a goddess, I am a supermarket shopper. Should've worn socks in these shoes. So much feminine love involves calling each other queens and goddesses, an attempt to elevate what's been torn down so often. And now, standing here in flats can't be enough. But you know what? No thanks, I am not a queen, I am not a goddess, I am a supermarket shopper. Should've worn socks in these shoes. Scan the shopper's cart at the beginning. I topple with merchandise, telling myself I can do without a basket, and it happens every time. I do what I have to do, what I have to do. I say what I have to say, what I have to say, to get in with you, to make it so I'm not just a harper on a hill, but it feels wrong, it feels wrong, I said it feels wrong. You know what? No thanks. I am not a witch. I am not supernatural. Most of the time, I wouldn't even call myself a woman. My feet are on the ground, and these words are just like poison in my Thanks, y'all. Woo! I like to put myself through the ringer. One short one, I think, before we chat. Back to this is the Mommy Issues song, but it's not. It's really inspired by an actual argument that I heard through my bathroom ceiling in my apartment. So let me get situated here. Coordination to do this thing like I want it. So for now I'm reliant on you, and for now that makes me hate you. Your hands and breath on my face, familiar, repulsive. Nature makes me wanna rend myself from you. The courage making chemicals swarming my head. Sometimes it takes form of this bathroom sink drama, where I succumb to infantile shrieks, use every tool in the arsenal, like you, die like you. I'm just gnashing to surpass what you know, what you know. The better to survive you.
All
Whoops.
right. That fantastic sound is coming from one person radio audience, but we'll get to that. What you're listening to. Let me just thank a couple underwriters. WTJU is supported by Brazos Tacos, located at the Ix Art Park near Charlottesville Downtown Mall and in the Barracks Road Shopping Center. Locally owned and family friendly, Brazos serves Texas-inspired tacos that are ready for pickup or dine-in. Find out more at brazostacos.com. I'd also like to thank Mona Lisa Pasta. WTJU is supported by Mona Lisa Pasta, a locally owned Italian deli specializing in fresh homemade pastas, raviolis, lasagnas, and classic Italian sauces, all packaged for simple prep at home. Located at 921 Preston Avenue, Mona Lisa Pasta is close to downtown and UVA. For more information, visit monalisapasta.com. Well, Soul Kingdom, Leia Alexandra Manuel.
Yes, B note.
Oops, that is me, DJ B Note. So, who is Soul Kingdom? Tell us about the name. Tell us about you. Once again, radio listeners, there's only one person. All that wonderful sound came from one person. So, start off by telling us about yourself, please.
Yeah, so I'll start with the origin of the name. So, Souled Kingdom. People might be stricken a little weird with that, so I always feel like I have to explain it. It is from the Fleetwood Mac Gold Dust Woman lyric, "Rulers make bad lovers, better put your kingdom up for sale," which I have taped to my, for those of you on the air, I have taped it to my keyboard. I take it everywhere. And it's funny, I respect Fleetwood Mac. I'm not the hugest Fleetwood Mac fan, but I just thought that lyric was such a fantastic way to capture how if in your interactions you're always vying for power and control, it makes intimacy, it makes connection pretty impossible, and a reminder to combat that as much as possible. I'm still working on it, but that's where it came from.
Sounds good. And so all this sound that the listeners can't see, tell us how are you doing this?
Yeah, so I like to mix pretty and ugly. So, and you'll hear this more as the set goes on, but I have been playing piano for a long time, so I just love the heft of piano keys, of weighted keys on a big old keyboard, and then I use a mini synth, an Arturia Microbrute, to bring the growly stuff and bring the aggression. So my music's about contrasts, I think. And I have backing tracks that I produced myself, recorded myself, multi-tracked, mixed. So it's all me. I'm a one-man band.
Love it. So you told me a funny story earlier about learning to play the piano and when you started and why you stopped. So tell that again, please.
Yeah, so I started taking piano lessons when I was about 8, and I took them for 7 or 8 years, but I was never great at putting my nose to the grindstone, and it's still coming back to bite me now, but I did it enough to kind of take what I could use to write my own music, and that's pretty much all I was interested in.
I love that. I listened to your new album today, today and other days on Bandcamp. That's where I listened to it. So tell us about your new album, the name of it, how was it inspired?
For sure. So it's called Distraction Portraiture. And I came across this photography term, and I think it can have many meanings in photography, but one is just sort of taking a picture of a person in the act of being preoccupied by something. So they could be distracted by a noise over here. They could be rising up out of the chair. They weren't ready. And I just thought that had a lot of metaphorical possibilities, really, as someone who has trouble staying focused on pretty much anything. And around that time, I also needed a vehicle to kind of present a whole bunch of vignettes of like things I'd overheard, like I said, in my apartment complex, or, witnessing arguments and power struggles. And it seemed like a good thing to pull in because you hear this stuff and it kind of distracts you, and it's like, what's going on over there? And I also felt like it was a good opportunity to use a lot of things I'm interested in. I'm sort of experimental. I like to use voice memos. I like to use clips of like old advertisements and movies and stuff, and it seemed appropriate to use those things for sort of a chatter in the background of this album. So just a lot of the things that distract us, and maybe even little hints of what we allow ourselves to be distracted from. And I'll just, maybe let you think about that.
And we will. So is there anything more you'd like to tell us about your new album? And if not, where can we listen to it? I listened to it on Bandcamp. Where else can listeners listen to your new album?
Yeah, Bandcamp is pretty much my main thing. You can't beat how artists can just directly use that to put music right in the hands of the public, and a much smaller cut is being taken in streaming services and whatnot. And also I am on YouTube. I have an Instagram. I have a website, thesouledkingdom.com. You have to put that "the" at the beginning. It's kind of like a place that you go, the Soul Kingdom. But yes, and I am not on Spotify and have no plans to be there. So.
All right. Well, we would love to hear more music. So I'll let you get back to it. Let's give a round of applause again for Soul Kingdom.
Thank you. All right, I'm reaching back into the archive for this one. This is from my last album. It's called Amethyst Deceiver. Amethyst Deceiver is a mushroom that soaks up toxins from the soil. So I thought it was a good opportunity to explore learned toxicity. Or, you're not toxic yourself, but maybe you soak it up from other people. So yeah, the very same poison. In those midnight rooms, courses through my family and through you. Your words are tributaries that feed a toxic sea. Maybe there was love once. Now you deny the very core of me. For years the ugly weather gathered, chatter whipping up into a squall. You stagger as the plates shift. Wrap yourself themselves in dark acreage. Fear of loss of order drives it all. It touched you early, the strong hand of some leader. Now the zealot changes clothes, and you're frightened, so you follow where he goes. Our loyalties have changed. Oh, how I miss those days when the freedom we both wanted looked the same. I'd rather heed the wisdom you gave me long ago. You said go slow and steady, said I'm exceptional. Guess I know what to do. Wipe my tears and save myself from you. It's a party all night with me. But it's catharsis. So this next one is called Affliction Number 1, and I think at some point, well, not at some point, this was about autoimmune disorders and all the fun those are, because I have a bunch of them. But now I just kind of like to broaden it into, you know, it's pushing back against whatever may be oppressing you and laughing in its face. So yeah, Affliction Number 1. You got me tight, trust of breathing in defiance of your coy constriction. You took away my crowning glory, left me in meted out restriction, and it always seems okay till you get bored and wanna play. Pin the pain on the extremity, and it's never been my philosophy to change my behavior for a stab in the dark. Overhaul my life when success isn't even guaranteed. I'll keep drinking and dancing in the face of you, eating and tearing around unless you put me in the ground. Why even bother? You could leave at any time. You've left before. Hug me like violets, punishing corset, and then recede like these end of autumn trees. Thank you. Okay, so these next two were me. Actually, no, we're not there yet. This one is going to be about my early forays into playing with AI art. I do not use it anymore, or produce it anymore. But you know, kind of like the early days of seeing sort of these image generators, and you could I think there was one called Lenza that you could feed it a self-portrait and you come out like it's the Renfest version of you or like the punk rock version of you. But if you play with them too long, you get a bad batch and you get some really mutant looking stuff coming out. And that is what this is about. And this is on the new album. And it's called Stable Diffusion. Ham fist, chop shop, ham fist, chop shop, reflecting culture back. A mutant batter of approximate fabric swatches and bonus limbs. Ham fist, chop shop, what's that on its back? Me or my unfortunate cousin, or a cheeseburger with the artist's signature in the right-hand corner. Ham fist, chop shop, ham fist, chop shop. I rethink pieces, don't get me wrong, but then don't change my behavior. I'm too lax and impulsive to ask what my face might be used for. Ham fist, chop shop, ham fist, chop shop. This time I'm a robot with ripped out wires, a Linder Sterling with giant lips. I fed the machine my vanity, and this is what came oozing out. Chop shop, ham fist, chop shop. That was fun. All right, and so now I almost launched into this too soon, but it was these two are from a dramatic monologue project that I did. I got sick of singing as myself all the time and decided to choose some semi-famous historical figures, and then sometimes fictional characters too, to put myself in their shoes and imagine what they might say. And if you catch me off guard one day, I might tell you who is talking in all these, but not tonight. This one is called Pink Slip. He pays for a replacement voice. The romantics think it should have been me. His last effort, ham-fisted apology. But he could bruise his knees for decades and never see how after too many whiskeys, when I cast off the rosebud and eyelet, my selfhood made him suspicious. His play turned into punishment, determined to exaggerate Thank y'all. And the other dramatic monologue. True love, good times. True love, good times. Who am I to deny a little sunshine? They say he's a genius. Not sure I can see it. But none of us last very long. So it wouldn't occur to me not to have fun. I'm a smile that shouldn't have. I'm a smile that shouldn't have. But we all have one. We all have one. We all have one. Thanks, y'all. I am so thrilled to be here. I'm just like, I'm on cloud nine. Looking at the time, I think I want to jump into this is probably my favorite on the album. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a backing track yet, but it's called Fantasy by the Appomattox. So I think we started with a maladaptive daydreamers anthem, and I think we stay pretty much in the maladaptive daydreaming all the way out to the end of the show at this point, until the rude awakening. On the circle by the river, my bed of calla lilies blows. Close to where my relatives return to dirt below. Ropes of pothos frame my kitchen windows, and you visit me in your long black coat. Step across the threshold like a self-evident truth. We strip down to our underclothes. Facades a little storm weathered, but it only gives us texture. Share bottle in bed, and you tell me about your life, but I mean, really tell me like I tasted long ago. The time we kept talking and they carried away the furniture. Hopelessly wrapped, we make no scene. the fact we go to each other's heads. But we never end by doing what mortals do. But how does it end? I can never conceive of that part. It's just that no root stimulus intervenes, and I melt peacefully into damp and dark. That might be a good one to say Happy Halloween with. I don't know.
Thank you all for joining us for Third Rail. Please don't forget to support Soul Kingdom by donating to WTJU Charlottesville. It's right on our website, WTJU.net, and there's a donate button. Before we get to your last song, I'd like to tell everybody that on November 15th, which is the next Third Rail, the third Saturday of November, we welcome Charlottesville hip-hop act Lee Banga. Groove Tube is next, but let's listen to some more Soul Kingdom.
Thank you. we got one more from the new album. This is one I like to chew the scenery on. It's called Romance Scam. Deep in my ear, as clear as day, is the ring of the call of someone who loves me. Across the way, a half-closed shade is the knowing wink of someone who loves me, of someone who loves me. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. La da 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 da. On dark black roads, I feel the warm arms of the brides of a child, of someone who loves me, who cares if it sets under decades of dust. You told me it was, so I know you love me. 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 I know you love me Thanks, y'all. Thank you, WTJU, so much for having me. Y'all are all amazing. I feel so lucky.